In the early hours of Friday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed a Russian drone strike on the site of the former Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which occurred overnight. The drone hit the concrete shelter that covers the wrecked fourth power unit of the plant, igniting a fire that was eventually extinguished. The plant, infamous for the catastrophic 1986 disaster, still stands as a symbol of one of the worst nuclear accidents in history, which released radioactivity across the Soviet Union and Europe. The International Atomic Energy Agency, better known as the IAEA, which is UN's nuclear watchdog, confirmed that their team at the site heard a large explosion shortly before 2 a.m. local time. Although significant damage was reported to the shelter, Zelensky assured that the radiation levels had not increased. Ukraine's state emergency service echoed this, confirming that radiation levels in the region remain normal despite the strike. This incident was part of a broader wave of attacks launched by Russia, which Ukraine's military reported as 133 drone strikes across the country. Ukraine's forces managed to shoot down 73 of the drones, with 58 failing to hit their intended targets. The drones were shot down across 11 regions of Ukraine, showing the widespread scale of the overnight assault. The Russian government quickly denied responsibility for the attack. Meanwhile, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov dismissed it as a provocation, claiming this is exactly the kind of thing the Kyiv regime is known for and sometimes does not hesitate to do. The accusation of provocation has been a common theme from Moscow when incidents like this occur, but Ukrainian and IAEA officials have repeatedly warned about the risks posed by the military activities around nuclear facilities. The IAEA's team at Chernobyl was quick to respond to the explosion, but fortunately no casualties were reported. However, this attack follows a string of concerns raised about Russia's actions near nuclear facilities. Just last year, intense fighting near the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant prompted IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi to condemn the breach of every nuclear safety principle. There's been an ongoing concern that the conflict could lead to a catastrophic nuclear event. Friday's reported strike came just 2 days after Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump had a phone conversation that Trump described as lengthy and highly productive. The two leaders discussed potential peace talks aimed at bringing an end to Russia's nearly 3-year-long invasion of Ukraine. Trump also spoke to Volodymyr Zelensky. Despite these diplomatic efforts, the ongoing military actions continue to pose a significant threat to Ukraine and its nuclear facilities. The Chernobyl nuclear plant, located near Ukraine's border with Belarus, was the site of the famous 1986 explosion. The reactor was later encased in a massive concrete and steel sarcophagus designed by an international coalition. This structure took decades to complete and was finally finished in 2017, weighing 35,000 tons. While the sarcophagus is intended to contain the radioactive waste, any attack on the site raises serious concerns about the stability of the structure and the potential for further environmental and human harm. As the war continues, the threat of damage to critical infrastructure, including nuclear sites, remains a growing concern for both Ukraine and the global community. The risk of an accident remains high, with international organizations and officials continuing to call for stronger protections and efforts to avoid any further escalation at such dangerous sites.